Hello, Eop. Hello. We are Renee and Gabby, and at the start of 2023, we moved from the UK to Portugal in search of a better life-work balance and better weather to spend more time outside doing the things that we love. We started off in Espinho, a small city just south of Porto. We rented an apartment very close to the beach, and the centre of Porto was just a 25-minute train ride away. It was a really nice place to start a new life here, and we really enjoyed going into Porto, walking around the old town, discovering and then coming back to our favourite breweries. And it was also a great start of our language learning journey with a great language school offering group lessons twice a week. Still, this was never going to be a long-term stay for us. Our apartment came with a large but completely concrete and built-in garden, and not long after we had settled in a bit, we started the search for our forever, or at least a very long-term home. A home with a lot of green and not as many neighbours. We'd already been looking on Idealista from well before we had moved, and continued seeking out potential areas and homes after we'd moved here. After some serious Google Maps location sleuthing, as many listings did not specify the exact address, we went on some road trips to get a better feel for the areas and see homes in person without viewing, from a respectful distance of course. We travelled through the Western Douro and as far south as Portugal Grande, and looked at homes in various different states, types of locations, etc. But we found that our favourite area was the bit west of the wonderful Serra da Estrela mountain range. Once we decided that was our definite search location, with help from our wonderful estate agent Karina Branco, we arranged some actual viewings of potential homes. The first home we visited and that we saw a lot of potential in was in Valle Torto. The main house was built in the 80s and it had a lot of outbuildings that we could use for various things over time, from guest houses to workshops. It was at the edge of the village and it had wonderful views of the Serra da Estrela, but it also came with 17 hectares of land. Yes, 17 hectares. And that we thought was a bit too much. So even though we saw the potential and loved the house, we let that one go. This one was amazing on paper, and the sellers did a great job with the pictures of the house. The location was stunning, and that was not a lie. It was in the most serene area, the hills were amazing, and the plot of land was a lot more manageable, with around 2,500 square meters. The house, however, was tiny, and the rooms were even tinier. It would be ideal for someone's summer home, but not for us, as there was no place to have a brewery, a workshop, and many other things we'd want to do. The two outside viewings were also not a great success. They were acceptable options, but not great. The thing was, also, we'd kind of fallen in love with the house that we viewed at the start of that day. One that in fact did not look great on paper, but in reality had everything we were looking for and more. We put in an offer after talking to our estate agent. And the next day it was accepted without a counteroffer. We did not expect that. We started all the paperwork, set everything ready financially. And then, poof! 16 months later, we finally completed and received the keys. Yes, 16 months. We might do a video about that later, but you can find a link to the blog where we explain all of that if you're interested in the description below. But all the waiting is now in the past, and we think you can see why it was worth the wait and sometimes despair. This is the amazing Quinta we now call home, and in the upcoming videos we'll tell you all about our plans and ideas for it, and we'll try to document as much as we can as we go along to keep friends and family in the Netherlands and in the UK, but anyone who wants to follow along as well in the loop.